welcome to the Cryptonaut Podcast. I am Mark Stores, and with me as always is...
Chris Garnathalia.
And...
Rob Morphy.
I'm done pouting. This is the second time we're going to attempt this. I fucked up the first time. Don't judge me.
Hey, no one's judging you. It's a learning curve.
Do you want me to pout?
No.
Okay, then
I
don't
think you did
bring
great.
it up.
Chris is teaching Mark to engineer, and you know what? Sometimes you don't hit
It's
record
new
the
tech.
right way.
It's new tech.
No one here is angry. We're all happy that we're learning together.
Right. Sometimes you miss the button. And you just, I
don't know. All right, look, to be fair, I missed the button.
You missed the button.
I did.
Hey, we only got like a page in. You know?
I know.
We
It
didn't
was-
find out after the fact. That would have been sad.
Yeah, so thankfully I was aware enough to look at it and go, oh,
You
shit.
were, yes.
Yeah, it's been like I'm looking at the time. I'm like, that's a long 10 minutes.
I mean, it was pod gold. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Might
we're gonna-
be the best 10 minutes we've ever recorded.
It could have been.
Well, pod silver.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
we
pod
really, like, the
bronze. I
first-
don't know.
It was probably mid-pewter, and probably like cubic zirconias were inset in it. Nothing really that great, but I just
Nah,
want
it's
to
okay.
harass you.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
all
do
right.
it back. Now we're doing it again.
We are, and we're starting off with Patreon. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast. Thank you all so very much for your continued monthly
God
contributions.
bless you, everyone.
Let's do this again.
We're going to begin with
Robert.
Mr. John Caswell.
Thank you, John.
Damian Zuccarelli.
Yeah, Damien Zoop. What up?
Oh, yeah. No, I love it. Omen meets Grease 2.
Yo,
Fucking
that's it.
phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
Danielle Bailey.
Danielle, thank you so much.
Dakota. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Dakota. Now I'm saying it wrong. Like a pagoda. Dakota McGill.
Thank you so much, Dakota.
There was an extra H in there. Threw me off for a second. Beautiful name. Brian Frenzy.
Hell yeah, Brian
Perfect.
Frenzy.
Duder McDude.
Oh.
Scottish name. A proud name.
Mr. McDude, what up?
Lexi Hillman.
Hell yeah, Lexi.
Sat Monkey. One word, extra caps.
Wow, Sat
Dope.
Monkey, what up?
M. Travis Bodnar.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
Travis.
shit.
Hell yeah.
Jeffrey Winston.
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Emma Janicki.
Hell yeah, Emma, thank y'all so much.
Simply, I added the simply, Jessica.
Oh,
Oh,
Jessica. How
simply rad.
nice. Just Jessica.
Liam Butcher.
Yeah, Liam Butcher, what up?
Thomas Green.
Hell yeah, Thomas.
Stefan or Stephen. I'm going with Stefan
Or
in this
Stefan.
case. Or Stefan.
Maybe. Is it
Stefan.
an F?
No, it's a PH.
Oh, then it's not.
It might be Stephen like the king. It might be Stefan like I've heard it said.
Okay.
If we're wrong, that's the deal. You get it said twice. In this case, Stephen McDonald.
Hell yeah, Stefan.
Ish.
Ish.
Oh,
I-S-H.
okay, Ish. Cool.
I love it.
I love it.
Jamie Miskell.
Hell yeah, Jamie, what up?
Leon Heffington. Or is it a double ion? That's an L, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is
Okay.
it Lane?
Oh, God.
It could be Lane.
Yeah, Leon. What
Leon
the fuck is wrong with me?
Or Lane.
Do I read? Can I read?
I don't know what. Is it IA or AI?
L-A-I-N.
Even if it was an I, it would be an
Oh,
Ianin, but it's not how you spell
Well,
Ian.
it could be Leon or it could be...
Oh, it's probably it might be.
Lane.
Well, but then a capital
No,
L.
because the
No, a
vowels would be
capital L
reversed.
looks. I don't see it in the font. I don't know what a capital L looks like. It could be Lane Heffington. We know Heffington's right. It's a
Yeah.
brilliant last name.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's Lane, or Iane.
Heffington?
I don't know.
My God.
Okay, well... If,
All right, Mr. Heffington, you clearly need to send in a correction, and guess what? You get to hear it twice.
there you go.
Ed Kettlers.
Hell yeah, Ed.
Thank you, Ed, for not fucking me over. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Christian Canello.
Nice. Thank
And
you so
rounding
much.
it up, we have a little correction. I think Sasha was part of my Crack Bandito team last fucking week.
I think so,
Might
yes.
have been the double agent. I'm not exactly sure which, but one thing we know, well, two things we know that we didn't know last week. One is we have a gender specification, and two, we have a last name. The gender specification being male.
Okay, what up?
Still, though, I think would serve as a really good, secret agent.
Totally.
And the last name being, well, I'll say it all together, Sasha Dilcher.
Hell yeah, Sasha. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I talked to him very briefly there. He had some very complimentary things to say about us. So
No.
Yes.
In detail.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, I mean, I could read the message if you wanted, but
Yeah,
there goes
no,
the entire
I'm
opening
going to
of the
need
show.
you to off air. I mean, come on, we're not that lowbrow.
Okay,
We're
perfect.
a classy pod.
Perfect. Thank you all so very much for your continued contributions. HellerSpace.com. Get yourself some merch. If that merch comes fucked up, you contact me. We contact T-Public together. They will fix it. We had another bit of a tiny mistake. No big deal. It was corrected very fast.
You love to hear that.
I love to hear that. Look, mistakes are going to happen. It's a big company. They got a lot going on, but we don't enjoy seeing that stuff. But let us know because we will get it fixed for you.
And
if it is fixed, you get to keep the mistake, and then the one that's all fucked up,
boom,
there you go.
Like
Perfect.
I say, your touch football tee, your
you get the extra one. So.
anything you want to do with it. Paint
totally.
in it, fucking dance in it.
Yeah.
Let it be your beat around tee.
Yeah. You can flash dance in it.
Yeah.
Flash.
Put
Get
some
leg
holes
warmers.
in it. Yeah.
A body leotard.
And also, too, their shipping has gotten quicker. So it was kind of
excellent.
always a bitch of mine with them
Well,
is that their shipping sucked,
It
but
was,
it's gotten quicker.
Plague-demic. What can you do?
You know,
It is
COVID's
still-
a thing. It's happening.
COVID.
It's happening. So this week,
I'm excited.
I am too.
This has been a long time in the making.
It
and
has.
a continuing to unfold case, as it still continues to this day, that has enthralled me.
This week we are talking about Zimbabwe Goblin Mania Part 1, a terrible toll.
It's significant to note that, unlike the first time, another reason I'm glad we did this again, besides the fact that none of it got recorded, was it's not a terrible troll, as Mark indicated, for it wouldn't be Goblin Mania if it were. So it just goes to show you it was fortuitous that we had to do this twice, and it's only because I delighted in it so much that I bring it up at all.
Well, no one will ever hear that because I forgot to hit the button. So let's get started with, in the second decade of the 21st century, a paranormal epidemic called Straight Out of the Dark Ages burst forth in a series of sensational newspaper articles which reported that the citizens of the Republic of Zimbabwe were under a vicious and sustained assault by a malevolent and sexually voracious race of mystical, tiny humanoids known to the world over as goblins.
The world over.
Slow clap.
Yes.
I tried to get a little dramatic in the
The
end.
pause between world and over was a little odd, I'll admit.
I fucked it up.
The
It's
world-
okay. Whatever.
over.
Yeah.
But still.
Whatever.
Normally you pause right before the last word.
Yeah,
You
no.
did like 5 words before. Like
It was an interesting choice.
Listen, I was channeling
world.
my inner artist, my inner cage,
Your inner
if you will,
thespian.
my inner cage.
Yep.
That was more words than he has
It's
in
true.
most movies.
It is, but there it is. So, Robert, we're talking about goblins in Zimbabwe. Let's
Makes
do
me
it.
so happy. Among the most repulsive and insidious of scores of diminutive quasi-humanoid creatures alleged to share the earth with the human race, goblins are a grotesque subset of vindictive, hoarding, and mischievous, if not outright malicious, beings, which have traditionally been considered to be much more malevolent than their often treacherous, though less overtly bloodthirsty and lecherous, fairy folk kin of elves, sprites, brownies, gnomes, and even dwarves, who can be fairly hoarding and lecherous on their own, let's be
So,
honest.
goblins
Yeah,
are like the
yeah.
assholes of the
Oh, they're
fucking
the-
fairy world.
They're ugly by whose standards?
No,
Ours.
Goblin love.
Yeah, they're not like sexy
Yeah.
elves
Yeah.
or,
Okay.
stout dwarves, and they're kind of horny douchebags.
Okay.
The name goblin, which can also be pronounced legitimately, not just by us assholes, as goblin,
Goblin.
derives from the Old French spelling goblinus, a devil rumored to have haunted the Normandy area, but its origins go back much further to German lore, with roots that stretch all the way to Greek and Roman mythology. So these motherfuckers have been with us a while.
All right.
While European folklore of the Middle Ages is littered with references to these troublemaking, wild-maned, green-skinned critters, it seems as if the pukas, knockers, and bogies, which had for so long staked their claim in the glacial, craggy, windswept nooks from Scandinavia to the British Isles, have opted to pull up stakes for the decidedly warmer clime of southern Africa's landlocked nation of Zimbabwe.
When you're living in the fucking Arctic,
What?
dude, you got to go to where there's heat.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You just got to.
Of course, a name is merely a name, and the spiteful, clergy-loathing creatures that were referred to by European colonists as goblins went by a different name in the local Zulu, Xhosa, and Shona dialects, wherein the diminutive, shape-shifting, toothy troublemakers were known as Hilly, Diavion, Zwikwambo, or, as they were most often referred, the Tokoloshi.
Tokoloshi.
Fucking Tokoloshi.
It's a Boshi. There it is. Someone had to do it.
You did, yeah, you did.
You pulled the Chris.
You sure did.
I know. Well, sometimes you got to channel the Chris, even when he's
No, you're
right
right.
here, and
I
we're
know.
lucky to have him.
No, you got it. As Rob says, it's a Boshi.
It is a Boshi.
It's a Boshi.
The actual origin of the goblin name for these creatures can be traced back to the Rhodesian colonial area, beginning very specifically on October 1st, 1923, when English storybooks depicting these vile beasts began to filter into the region, whereafter the appellation was adapted to the local breed of paranormal pest. So the books come in, the missionaries, the kind-hearted sweethearts that they always were.
Yep.
They come in hand over, heel with the colonists. And next thing you know, they're opening schools. And next thing you know, the Tokoloshi, oh, that looks like the Goblin. Oh, wait, another name appears.
Yeah.
Colonialisms. It's not good.
Colonialism.
Nailed
It's not good.
It blows.
It blows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave your blades and disease out of other people's shit. How about that?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
If only they knew.
Yep.
It's not surprising, as all cultures across the globe have their own legends of tiny, dangerous, inhuman creatures that plague humanity with their insidious deeds, with most asserting that the beasts doing the tormenting have been on Earth as long as, if not longer, than humankind itself. But the origins of the Tokoloshi are slightly more arcane and much more unnerving. For the superstitious, a Tokoloshi is a being forged in occult fires by a witch doctor or sangoma for a very specific and nefarious purpose, more often than not revenge. And the terrible toll that must be paid by those hoping to use these goblins is a steep one indeed. For the cost is an immortal soul, but not your own. It must be that of a loved one.
Do I smell
Of course. I mean,
Yeah. It can never be easy.
I think I smell a pumpkin head.
That's a little bit of a later addition, but
Okay.
absolutely. But Pumpkinhead always
revenge.
filters in.
Yeah.
As bad as that is, it gets worse, as the individual seeking vengeance cannot decide which soul to sacrifice. That direful decision is reserved for the perfidious puka itself. Shittier still, especially for the family and friends of the one inciting the goblin's rampage, waiting to see which one is about to lose their soul, the Tokoloshi can wait weeks, months, and even years before claiming the eternal vessel so unfairly promised to it.
These Tokoloshis need fucking term limits.
Fuck yeah, they do.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't wait years.
It's nuts. All right, so, say, Uncle Biff. We all have an Uncle Biff. It's a
Uncle
common name.
Biff. Good old Uncle Biff.
From the 1950s. He
Okay.
tormented McFly. We know Uncle Biff.
Oh, yeah, McFly. Yep.
So this fucking douchebag invokes a Tokoloshi, and you know that for some reason Asshat loves you.
Right.
If you have to fucking wait, say, 3 weeks to fucking know if you're the one,
Right.
that's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
if you have to
awful.
wait fucking years, or maybe you don't even get to know. Maybe you live a good, noble life. You do the right shit.
Right.
You don't fucking bang around. You don't fuck around and do nefarious
Do
deeds.
banging.
Do banging outside of
don't fuck around and do
marriage
banging.
banging. Because we know most religions say unmarital banging
Right.
is sinful.
Okay, it's fine.
You're doing right, and Biff already fucking promised your soul to the Tokoloshi, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
fuck. Well, fuck.
Thanks, Biff.
Yeah, thanks.
But if you have, like you say, maybe a week,
A day.
a day, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then there's like a
15
letter,
minutes.
and that letter gets
30
sent to you. 30 seconds later, you get the email,
You're like,
and it
fuck.
says, listen, you're fucked. Your soul's
Right.
gone. You're fucked. Live your life the way you would live if you had nothing to
Dude,
die
on my
for.
Apple Watch, I can get like a
Yeah.
Tokoloshi radar.
I would
and it's
do-
like Tokoloshi incoming. I'm like, no.
Nefarious shit. I wouldn't kill. I wouldn't be about hurting people because I'm not a fucking douchebag. But
Well, I look into defeating it. I look
well, yeah,
in
no,
the
you look into
arcane.
that.
Yeah.
Or maybe can you like
Open
I don't
the
know,
books
if,
of
like, if
Nephilim.
Biff dies, if the goblin dies, do you get to fucking save your soul? You know,
well,
you got to
that's-
talk to
yeah.
like priests and pastors and vicars
Right.
or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you're
Well,
into.
yeah. If you kill the person who invokes the thing.
Yeah, but you don't want to go murdering that person only to find, oh yeah, you committed that fucking cardinal sin, so you're fucked anyway, and you helped your situation not a bit.
No, it's different.
It's a cycle of sin.
Well, it's tough. What
Yeah.
I'm saying
Okay.
is it's
All
tough,
right, well.
and anyone that wants to use a goblin for revenge is really not that good of a fucking family member.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I feel like they're kind of crappy revenge. Well, I guess they are kind of demonic.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
like, usually you want something like, goblins are just
like
not
Pumpkinhead.
very.
you want Pumpkinhead.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, original
about-
ones maybe were, but like the small ones that you see on TV, like just they have like a long nose,
like
like
Insidious. Or,
Like,
I
that's
mean,
not the dope
what was
shit.
that
Nobody wants to be
fucking,
killed by that.
That movie, that made-for-TV movie back when, oh my God, I think it was definitely before you were born, Mark, and maybe when Chris and I were weans. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It was remade, I think. But they're basically goblins in this house, and they're always conspiring to kill this chick, and it's just fucking
Oh.
heinous stuff.
Huh. I don't know.
But anyway, those kinds of goblins are kind of freaky. And maybe they go back to like mystical European times, but specific Zimbabwean goblins, the tokoloshi, are a different breed of cat, and we're going to get into that right now. So, unlike, say, something that may have existed since the dawn of time itself, the creation of these fecund fiends who have a perturbing penchant for creeping under beds at night in order to bite off the exposed toes of unsuspecting humans, you always fucking knew they were there.
Yep.
You just knew it. You always knew.
why.
We might not have known the name Tokoloshi, but we knew that fucking exposed toes were always in super jeopardy.
That's why I
Yeah.
wear socks, man.
Socks don't do it.
No, they do.
Blankets
You can't.
tucked
You
over.
can't see my toes in my black socks.
So
Yeah.
now you got camo socks. Is that what you're saying?
Dude,
Nighttime
me?
camo?
Yeah, camo.
Dude, they have heat vision.
Yeah, they do.
They've
shit.
infrared.
They
A
what?
blanket, though, will cover that shit.
All right, fine. Whatever.
Fleur. They have all kinds of tech. They have Fleur machines.
Flee your eyes.
Yeah.
So fucking...
Do I gotta shoot flares off my feet to block the radar? Is
That's
that
the only
what
way
I
to do
gotta
it. You have to build
Just
them into
use
your
a blanket.
bedpost.
That's
All
why
right,
it's there.
fine. All right,
But
I'll use
there's
a
also
blanket.
another way. This is a side thing that I just picked up in the research. It's not actually in this article, but I'm going to go there. And that is to support the bedposts on just a single brick. I assume it's like a red brick, a typical 3-incher or whatever.
Right.
That prevents these things, which apparently don't have tiptoe technology, from biting your toes, and then they go after
So just
other fuckers in your house.
raise your bed with some bricks and you're good.
One brick under
One-
each bedpost is all
All
it
right.
takes.
Well,
But it
there
has
you
to be a
go.
brick. You can't just raise it like with something else. Like
See,
wood.
I don't
like a
know if
cinder
it's
block?
like brick
Blocks?
specific. Like, yeah, if you went like something that was the same size, but like say a wooden block
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, like my
would
bed
that
has
not
like
work?
adjustable feet that like screw up.
see?
Tokoloshi tech. Yeah.
Is
see?
it Tokoloshi tech, or
Could
are
be.
these things paranormal and it's the bricks that repulse them?
Don't
I
know.
don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Like my first instinct would be to go cinder block, go like double, triple the fucking
Yeah,
height.
okay.
But that might not work because if they're magical fucking creatures,
Right.
toes might still be in jeopardy. They might just literally hate one specific type of masonry. Or it just might be that they're lazy as fuck, and if they have to fucking reach at all, your toes are safe.
The conundrum of the Tokoloshi.
What if you don't have a bed frame and you just have a box spring and a mattress on the ground?
Double fucked.
Why?
At least 2 bricks, I guess.
They can't fit under it.
Yeah.
Well, no one says that they come from under the bed or that they live under a bed. That they just. I mean, we assume they come from under a bed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We were
Years
assuming.
of lore teach us
Okay.
that. They might just be wandering into your house.
Like with that movie with Howie
Cat's
Mandel.
Eye.
No, Howie Mandel.
Oh, how
remember?
I don't know what you're doing. See, I thought you were talking about Drew Barrymore and Cat's Eye, where there's a little, like a literal goblin
Howie
fucking
Mandel and Fred
stealing her
Dude,
breath.
Howie Mandel and Fred Savage, where they go under the bed.
Chris,
Remember?
will you deal with this right now?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but like, I didn't see it.
I don't know what to do with you.
Again, I'm the asshole. Forgot to hit the button.
Yeah.
I watched Monsters Under My Bed or whatever. Fine.
God's hit the
Oh, yeah.
button.
Was that what it was called?
Or I think it was called like just like what was it?
No,
Monsters
Mark,
Under
I
My
think
Bed,
I
or
saw
was
it too.
Monsters?
I think I actually paid to
I
see
can't
that in
remember.
the theater. Granted, we had a $1 theater at the time, and it was dirt cheap.
I just watched it with my
It
son. It's not even
was a
special.
shit show.
It was not
I
good.
saw it back in the 90s when it came out. It was garbage.
Yeah, it was not good.
But
Anyway.
yeah, Cat's Eye by Stephen King, not
Yeah.
much better,
All right.
but better. And the last segment is worth watching.
It is.
Ledge is okay. Quitters Incorporated is also all right. James Woods, if you
Well-
like your overacting, not Cage caliber, but like in a legitimate way.
I feel attacked.
But yeah, oh my God. Come on, Snowflake, with Danzig hair. All right. So we're gonna get back to here. They bite toes off people.
All right.
But no less disturbing is the raw material that is used in its creation. For a Sangoma must procure a human corpse.
No.
So this is, like I say, this isn't just your typical living under rocks or creating fairy rings. I don't know what goblins do, probably live in caves or something. This is something that you build from the raw materials of dead people.
Okay.
The process utilized in manufacturing these goblins involves the Sangoma using a hot iron rod to pierce through the eyes and into the brain in order to ensure the Sangoma's control over this tiny terrorist, followed by a dusting of magical power to shrink the insidious imp down to size.
So burn the eyes in the brain and shrink it, and you have a goblin. Okay.
Use the hot poker. I guess, I don't know. I own your eyes. I own your brain. I don't know
Maybe,
what the process.
I don't know.
Or you're blind
Yeah,
and
be.
can't think right.
Goblin rules.
Goblin rules.
Goblin rules.
And there's just a smidge. It's just a tiny smidge of fucking Phantasm's Tall Man.
A little bit.
I mean, I know he
little
didn't
bit.
actually dust
Yeah.
the Jawad
bit.
corpse slaves
but he
that he sent to another
turned
planet.
them into little tiny
but he took
Jawas.
human corpses into little tiny shrivel knots.
Yeah.
Shrivel knots. Yeah.
Shrivel
Cool.
knots. Yep.
Shrivel.
My favorite toy
And
from
set
the
them
80s.
off to fucking, wherever in
called
the
a
cosmos.
raisin.
It's a raisin with a robe.
Raisin terrestrials.
Okay.
And did that shit. So anyway, it is with this understanding of the unmitigated spiritual and physical horror inspired by these diabolically infused shrunken carcasses that we now turn our eyes to a sequence of bizarre paranormal attacks that rocked Zimbabwe during the last decade. Not back in the 20th century, not in the 1800s, in the 2010s.
Oh, we're going current.
Making for shocking headlines worldwide. On February 21st, 2012, Peta Thornycroft of Johannesburg's The Telegraph wrote the unlikely headline, quote, "Girls at Zimbabwe School Attacked by Goblins," with the subhead, "Girls at school in dry southern Zimbabwe were sent home last week after claiming they were attacked by said goblins."
Best way to get out of school. Look, I can't go to school. Look, wow, I was attacked by goblins.
Goblins. That's
Yeah.
what happens. According to Thornycroft's report, a group of female students, all teenagers, who were attending the local council school, St. Sebastian Secondary, located in the Sigingacha village about 45 miles south of Bulawayo, ran shrieking from their classrooms when they were attacked by a group of goblins who had assumed the form of, I shit you not, quote, dwarf human beings, which transformed into baboons.
Huh? What? So,
No, I know.
How do they know they were goblins then?
Well, because there are people that turn into baboons. I suppose that's...
So they saw the
it
goblins.
could just be a dwarf
No, they
that's the
saw little
shapeshifter.
people run in, and I
Turn
suppose
into a
if they're
baboon.
attacking you, that's scary enough.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
But mid-attack or just previous to attack, they went full fucking baboon. So then they're either, I don't know, tiny skinwalkers or goblins.
Yeah, it could be a tiny skinwalker.
Yeah, but I don't know what the skinwalker mythology is.
Well, it
in
could be anything at that point. Like if
Well-
you see something transform to something else, that kind of like.
aliens. It could be...
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
really, at that point, it could be.
They may have called Goblin too soon. I'm not saying that they weren't in danger because they were,
Oh, yeah.
but they may have
No,
called
clearly
Goblin
that's
too
a problem.
soon.
Well, you know what? By our standards, they might have, but they might be much better versed in the way of the goblin.
It's true.
So we don't know like where they're coming from, and if there is a history of shape shifting or them appearing as small human beings and then transforming into animal-like forms. We're just not experts.
Okay.
So let's give these kids the benefit of the doubt.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Nah. Nah.
There's Chris. There it is.
Chris says no.
Classic Chris.
Yeah, you're wrong.
The article goes on to read, quote, local education inspector Patrick Dubé confirmed the upheavals at the school, stating, as a ministry, when we hear issues, we investigate, and we are yet to establish what is really happening in the school, end quote. Sage, if you don't know, don't say.
Right.
In the article, author and Southern Africa director with the African Division of Human Rights Watch, Diwa Mavinga, explained, quote, a goblin is a mythical creature, an evil spirit. And there will have to be cleansing rituals at the school if the hysteria continues. People who see goblins suffer, and witchcraft, as you may call it, occur in both rural and urban communities and across all the tribes. So I guess he's just making it clear.
When a member of the local government comes out and is like, we got witchcraft and goblins, you got to do a cleansing
deal
ritual.
with that shit.
All right. Fine.
One parent who spoke on the condition of anonymity told the Bulawayo Chronicle of one female student who, quote, fell into a trance after seeing a goblin, end quote. They continued stating, quote, I think that she was possessed by demons. She fell into a trance, then all of a sudden she started screaming and kicking into the air vigorously for about 5 minutes. When she recovered, she said that she had seen a baboon trying to slap her.
I mean, all right.
I mean,
well,
yeah, I'd scream.
yeah, I'd yell too.
I mean, baboons
yeah.
don't fuck around. They eat babies. They
And they're
do all
trying to
sorts of
slap you?
insane
Yeah, no,
shit.
they're jerks.
The article adds that only victims of goblin attacks can apparently see the evil spirit.
No, dubious at best.
Oh, so that's even worse. So, like, the teacher standing there, when all those kids back in the classroom, they see little people run in.
Yeah.
And they're like, the fuck is going on? Then they turn into baboons and start ravaging them. So all the teacher sees is
Kids
girls
freaking out.
the fuck out.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. In a blast from the crypto past, the Telegraph article wraps up by mentioning that, quote, earlier this month, Sam Sipepa Nkomo, Water Affairs Minister, said workers had run away from building a dam because it was infested with mermaids.
Oh, yeah.
Classic
I remember that
Cryptonaut.
one.
Yeah.
Indeed. In a surprising twist, scholar Diwa Mavinga, whom we were just speaking about, claimed that these mermaids were, quote, also Zwikwambo,
Oh, okay.
a.k.a. goblins.
Jesus
So
Christ.
now
Okay.
mermaids are fucking goblins?
Baboons are goblins, mermaids are goblins, dwarves are goblins, pancakes are goblins, this cup is a goblin,
This cup is a goblin. Or
fingernails are
injured
goblins.
Are we goblins?
Oh.
folk. We might be goblins.
Okay.
That button you couldn't hit? Clearly a goblin.
Oh, too soon. now I have to pout.
Intriguing. I'm sorry, buddy. You're awesome at this.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. You are too.
I was not being sarcastic. I would
excellent.
suck so much worse than you.
All right.
I'm still proud of you.
All right. Anyway.
Intriguing. As this potential connection may be, it was soon eclipsed by a tragic turn of events that occurred just 3 months later in the southern Zimbabwe village of Kezi, located about 62 miles south of Bulawayo. The events were reported out by an unidentified staff reporter for Bulawayo 24 News on May 29, 2012, under the headline, quote, Goblin Saga, Girl Dies Under, quote-unquote, Mysterious Circumstances.
We got a goblin death on our hands.
We got a goblin death.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. It sucks.
Okay.
According to the report, the previous Sunday, a 7th grade girl from the Nulupo Primary School had developed a boil on her right leg. It was then that, according to an unnamed villager, the situation took a turn towards the tragic. Quote, she was perfectly healthy and only had a boil on her right leg. However, on Sunday, she started screaming, saying that something was burrowing into her left thigh and causing unbearable pain. We think it is those goblins because no one could see anything. I guess it stands to reason. I mean, it's
Okay.
not my favorite form of medical logic, but okay. By Wednesday, the child had tragically and inexplicably died. That sucks.
Yeah. All right.
It would be then, like in a classic paranoia-fueled episode of The Twilight Zone, that one villager confided, quote, the goblins issue was causing people in the village to distrust each other, end quote. At this point, things started getting a little murky and extremely fucking weird. Evidently, a traveling group of unlicensed exorcists, that's legit,
Okay.
and witch hunters
type.
known as Sika Mutandas
Ooh.
had arrived in the village shortly before the girl's death in order to perform a goblin exorcism ritual at the home of 81-year-old chief Moffitt Nkube. But instead of eliminating the vexatious varmints, some suggest that the exorcists merely purged them from his home. And I guess that's the
Okay.
job of an exorcist, in all fairness.
Yeah, and
Just
Yeah,
to get shit out of Dodge,
when you're a
not necessarily to kill
when
it.
you're a traveling band of DIY exorcists and you got goblin hunters with you, it's kind of dope.
This is a huge problem, by the way, in Zimbabwe.
What?
The idea of
Being a goblin hunter?
traveling groups of exorcists, witch hunters, and goblin hunters going from town to town. And
Dude.
it's one of like three very simple things. It's legitimate. They are really
Right.
on the hunt for fucking monsters, and they're doing their damnedest to get rid of them.
Right.
I'm a little bit leery about that.
Okay.
It's sort of like Mr. Vampire 3, or probably in a reference, it'll be better known in the West, The Frighteners, where these people actually are using genuine paranormal skills and creatures to fake hauntings in order to get rid
okay.
of them.
All right, I got you.
That's the most
Yeah.
dubious of the three.
Okay.
The third being, they're fucking coming in, playing with belief systems, lying,
Right.
fucking shit up, and getting paid bank.
I mean, I wouldn't
Right.
want to get paid until I produce the goblin head. I just put it on your kitchen table. I'm like, Bitcoin, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Fucking
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Wow, that's
dude.
the only way to get poor, being a goblin hunter in Zimbabwe.
I mean, I'm actually doing okay in the market right now. I'm actually doing real good.
Okay, dude. Yeah, he's a 100-aire.
Okay, calm down.
He might not be now. He might be like $3,000 in the hole.
I could be.
All right.
Anyway.
You will be chastised later. So, these Sika Muntadas, which is a hard word to say, but a fun word to say, they might, they went and apparently did this exorcism and made him scoot, possibly,
All right.
and didn't actually take him out. Darker still were the rumors that Nkumbe, that's Moffat Nkumbe, the chief, had created the vile critters, and when he could no longer control them, he stopped feeding them, whereafter the ravenous goblins escaped to torment the town.
No.
A teacher at the Nulfo, I don't know if I'm saying this right, to all our Zimbabwean listeners,
We're sorry.
yeah, in advance, the school confirmed that the gossip spread through the village that, and I quote, the goblins were now feeding on human flesh because their owner was no longer around to give them food, end quote. To make matters worse, quote, supernatural creatures were reportedly sexually abusing teachers from the primary school and secondary schools.
They went from eating flesh to being all touchy?
That's the goblin way.
You guess
Is that what they
so.
do? Really?
This is 100% what they do.
I mean, this is my Goblin 101 here. I talk shit about goblins and goblin milk and filling the streets of goblins all the time, but I don't know fuck all about them.
No, they're horny and ravenous.
Well, these ones are, I guess.
Jesus,
in
I
this,
mean-
It seems
this
like-
area.
You're right. Let's be very specific. The goblins of this region,
Right.
the tokoloshi, horny as fuck,
Okay.
apparently eyeless, might have had impromptu lobotomies,
Okay.
were shrunken by magical dust, and just love to eat the fuck out of some meat.
All right. Well, wow.
And are dwarves.
and change
And
Yes.
baboons.
and baboons
And mermaids.
and pancakes.
Oh, God
and
damn
breakfast.
it. No, hey, pancakes are unconfirmed at this
Okay.
point.
All right. Unconfirmed pancakes.
They might have been the barley pancakes fed by the UFO knots to that farmer at that
Oh,
one
that's
point.
true. Yeah.
Oh, the zip line?
The zip line.
The zip line.
Zip line
We're
farmer.
gonna do that story. We have to.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
There's no,
Continuing.
we literally have told the story, but yes. On May 19th, 2012, the itinerant goblin hunters told the headman that the monster's sexual assaults were his fault, whereupon Nikube, in what one can only assume was a fit of perhaps misplaced guilt, depending on whether or not he actually created the goblins, took his own fuck-sucking life.
Oh Jesus!
So
this
he
is
was
getting
81,
deep.
and he was in charge, and he was so perturbed either by the fact that the goblins that were in his home left and caused havoc, or that the goblins he created fucking went out and did the same, that he fucking killed himself. And
All
that's
right. Not
fucked up on a
good.
lot of levels,
Not
not the
good.
least of which the psychological perspective of, if all of this is bullshit and you believe it enough to take your own life,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
what the figgity fuck?
Not good. Okay.
Another villager, speaking to Bulawayo 24, talked about the importance, I love this guy, I don't know who he is, but I love him, of maintaining a level head amidst such tragic and chaotic circumstances, stating, quote, Everyone was moved by this girl's death because it is painful to lose a child under such strange circumstances, or any for that matter.
Totally.
However, I think authorities should come in before this goblin matter gets out of hand. The area has no chief, because he killed himself, to solve such disputes, and if this finger pointing is allowed to continue, it could result in bloodshed. End quote.
Jesus.
Thank you, sage villager.
Yeah, for real. Like, Jesus. Make him the new chief. The fuck?
Yeah, no doubt. He's clearly the one.
Yeah, really. He's the guy. All right.
According to Chief Nyanga Zonki Nitiweni, awesome. That's all I can say to that.
Yeah.
Who has jurisdiction over neighboring villages. The goblin exorcism ceremony, which evidently resulted in 2 deaths, was not only ill-advised, it was illegal to begin with. This is what he said. Quote, I do not know how these people secured the services of witch hunters because only a chief can authorize such an action. Without a chief's consent or supervision, such actions are illegal. Adding, emotions usually fly where human life has been lost. It is up to traditional leaders to rein in superstition to avoid unnecessary confrontations.
So you need
End
like
quote.
a permit for a goblin?
Yeah, apparently.
So what? Like he didn't know the rules then?
Well, the thing about that is, Nkumbe was the fucking chief.
That's what I mean. He didn't know like
So I don't know
that he was the one that. Or I'm confused.
All right, so either Nitiweni was confused,
Right.
or there was some backpedaling and reaffirming of facts. I don't know. But what confused me is that he's upset. He's logically upset that superstition can avoid 2 unnecessary confrontations.
Okay.
I respect that in a much more level-headed manner. But the fact that he's all concerned about the bureaucracy of it
Yeah.
is really it's weird because
Dude, if you're gonna have a
people are
goblin
dying.
exorcism ceremony, you need a fucking permit,
Well,
man.
you do need the permit.
And if you're
that goes
gonna
without
make a
saying.
goblin, you got to go to the zoning board and be like, look, I want to make a goblin.
Unless Nkumbe was not really the
Well, I mean-
accepted chief of the area, maybe he's just a head man claiming the role.
Well, I mean, the fact that he killed himself over this, either because he did it, and these people came in and was like, we got to clean this shit up, and he gave them permission.
Right.
He did.
Or he was not, he got duped and believed it and killed himself and still gave them permission. Either way,
exactly. Yeah.
it just depends
That's
on
sad. Jesus.
if he actually
yeah.
believed he did it or not, I guess.
And
God.
as we're going to find out, people keep these fucking things as good luck charms.
Goblins?
Yeah.
Dwarves?
And baboons.
Pancakes? Breakfast burritos?
Yeah, we'd have to specify now what we're talking about here.
Okay.
No doubt.
All right.
No
Well,
doubt.
Could be anything.
bring
at
on
this
more
point.
baboons.
So in terms of Chief Nitiweni trying to get the shit together and rein in unnecessary superstitions to avoid more confrontations, I say it was obviously easier said than done. And if the Goblin Furor resulted in any more violence in Kezi, it went unreported. The following year, though, May 30th, 2013, Bulawayo 24 News was once again first on the scene for a thankfully less sorrowful paranormal affair, when a woman, Lynette Ziwea, told a reporter that a local prophet had sent goblins to steal her G-strings. That's right.
Okay.
A local
That's
prophet?
what's happening now. Now, a prophet.
Okay.
Think of that as a church leader.
Okay.
A Christian church leader. It threw me off at
Oh,
first,
and
too.
he saw
because
her and he was like, I want to smell them G-strings. And
Well-
he's in a goblin to get it.
all right, there's a real chance that that's what's happening.
Okay.
But like I say, a prophet is not like in the strictest sense of the term, like what say Roman form.
So it's not
Roman
like Jesus
Catholics,
or
at
something?
least, like Chris and I would be like, you are speaking directly to God, and you get to
Right,
write a
right.
gospel.
Okay.
It is just the generic term for the pastor.
But this guy wanted
basically.
that G-string, so he sent goblins to get it.
It seems pretty evident.
All right, cool.
Supposedly.
Well, you know.
Stranger still, someone had evidently offered up the soul of a loved one,
Nice.
not only to abscond with Miss Zoea's undergarments, but also because she had the evident temerity to switch to an alternate church. The article stated that, quote, a Bulawayo woman is reportedly tormented by goblins which steal her G-string panties and whisper insults, accusing her of switching to another church.
Whispering insults. Way to go, jerk. Oh, actually, way to go, jerk.
Lex.
Stupid other church.
And then they give her, okay, that they insult her. They whisper insult her. They give her shit about changing churches, but then they take her G-strings.
They take her G-strings.
All right.
Apparently, no, not the granny panties. Not the beat shit.
Right.
The G-string.
The G-strings, right.
I mean, it's an interesting choice of underwear, and ladies out there, if you can rock them, good for you. I mean,
anyone can rock them. It is a decision
like,
made by the
we're
lady.
not going to rock G-strings,
We're
the
not
three
ladies.
of us. Just saying.
No, we can, but we're not.
Yeah, no.
I mean, could we?
Oh, God. I mean, normal underwear gets lost in my ass. I don't even know what I'd do with a G-string.
I think Chris is a boxers guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wear like those. What do I like the
Boxer briefs?
Yeah, boxer brief.
Yeah.
Athletic undies, as I call them. I'm not athletic, but I just like to have like room in my legs. But
I
want
like how you add
support.
that extra letter into athletic.
Athletic.
What the hell is this?
A couple Bud Lights later.
There it is.
Want to go farm some vegetables?
I prefer commando, but, the boys need to thrive and,
All right,
and dangle.
that's fine. Well, G-strings in church and insults. Here we are.
Here we are. Zoea's daughter confirmed that her mother was having a terrible time as her panties were disappearing and she was even failing to concentrate. I know that if someone fucking takes my undies,
I can't concentrate.
I can't.
No.
Yeah.
The day is shot.
Yeah.
The day is absolutely shot.
My wife steals my socks on like a regular basis, and I actually got new ones here that you can see. Fruit of the Looms. That way, if she takes them, I know I can catch her red-handed. I'm like, gotcha, fucker. Give me my
did
socks
that
back.
Why can't she
specifically to
just
bust your wife?
get her own socks?
Yeah, really. She can afford socks, right? You give her money for
I
socks?
don't
Yeah,
get it.
yes, I give her an allowance for socks, Robert.
I know, that sounded horrible. Amish Mark gives his honey buns
She
allowance
just
for socks.
takes my socks all the time.
I mean, she only has a wonderful career of her own and can buy any socks she wants. But yes,
Yeah.
no,
I don't
I'm in
understand
control
it.
of the sock money. How dare
clearly,
you?
I mean,
I'm the
I-
man of the house. I control the socks. Who controls
Evidently not.
Bartertown? I do.
she steals your fucking
I
socks.
guess so.
That's why I got new ones that are all labeled. Can't fuck
All right.
around now.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Let your wife take your socks.
No,
Don't you love her?
I do.
Then let her.
She can get her own goddamn socks.
All right, well, there it is then.
There it is.
Up the sock budget.
All
Yeah, I
that,
know.
all that
I'm-
Bitcoin I've been
I
buying,
don't
buddy.
understand.
All that Bitcoin is eating away at the sock budget.
Oh, that's why you're doing it.
There it is.
So I can invest in more
Makes
fucking
sense.
Ethereum. Yeah.
All right, so now here we get into the drama for all of our respective mamas.
Okay.
The besieged woman openly accused Prophet Paul Grinder of sending
Whoa.
goblins to torture her because she left his church, stating, "I used to attend Prophet Grinder's church, and after realizing that he was not a true prophet because of his actions, one can only speculate."
Profit grinder.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
Yeah.
a porn name.
That's
Paul
a
Grinder.
definite,
It's totally
dude.
Paul
he's
Grinder.
yeah, he's doing some
Fuck's sake.
inappropriate
Oh, he's slaying
shit.
pipe. "I decided to move to another church. It seems he was not pleased, and since that time, my panties started disappearing at home."
Ladies, keep an eye on your panties. If they're disappearing, profit grinder.
Prophet Grinder.
There you go.
It might well be. As if this was not enough, whenever I try to go to another church, I will be seeing goblins, which will be ordering me to return to Prophet Grinder's church. That is a whole other level.
They're just like, go back to
And
profit grinder.
I mean,
That's
I guess
it.
they're these little shriveled fucks
And they
without
just show
eyes
up?
that are like, dude,
Possibly dwarves.
Could be dwarf or baboons.
with like, well, but you got to imagine if they're
Pancakes.
well, they could look like dwarves and or baboons and or breakfast food, but fucking. But in their natural
I don't
form,
wanna see
I assume
scrambled
they're
eggs
like
coming at me.
super wrinkle
All
skin
pissy.
bags that are now
Right.
infested with evil spirits with
Yeah.
red hot pokers in their
Like
eyes.
big
ice cold.
California raisins,
Yeah, basically.
but just assholes.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah.
fucker.
And-
Nasty.
but maybe-
Like just leaning by the side of the church like a gang, like
Yeah.
eyeing you down when you're walking by. They're like,
Oh.
"Hey,
They're like spinning your G-string in their fingers. Like, yeah, we got him. It's ours.
oh yeah,
Weird.
no, that's just mine.
Yeah.
right," snapping their fingers.
I never liked California raisin commercials to begin with, but
Yeah.
it's much worse now. Okay, so she was proactive in this, and I admire it. And she goes on to say, "When I confronted him, that being Paul Grinder, he professed ignorance and vowed, 'I will never have peace in my life.'" End quote.
Well, that's
The fuck is wrong with you?
Terrible.
Hey, no, the goblins. I that's not me. No, I didn't do that. You will never know peace again in your life.
Good luck with
Perfect
peace.
Zimbabwe accent.
Excellent Zimbabwe
Nailed it again,
accent,
as
yeah.
I always do.
I got you fucking G-strings. The
Yeah.
goblins tell you to go back to the fucking church. You will never know peace in your life.
Never know peace in your
There you
life,
go.
lady. Ever. Never once.
All right, well,
Constant war.
the streets will flow with your G-strings.
Streets will flow with your G-strings.
Yeah.
A river of tree. A river of tree streams.
It's like me
I
saying.
love it.
It's like me trying to say athletic. It doesn't work.
It's hard to keep up the accent with words.
Yeah,
It is.
Being proficient with
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is hard.
The article continued, quote, Profit Grinder, sounds even worse when it's that,
Profit grinder.
even did a few miracles before her to prove to her that he was capable of doing anything using his supernatural powers. Zawaya continued, quote, I have run out of ideas of what I can do to free myself. Prophet Grinder can do anything because at one time he even changed a child into a funny creature to demonstrate his powers. End quote.
Jesus.
A funny creature?
Yeah, weird.
How am I funny? What's funny to
Yeah,
you,
really,
Dan, huh?
like-
Like a little fucking clown, or like just an
that's a
awkward,
weird way
Very
to describe
bizarre.
it.
I think funny as in bizarre. I
Okay,
think you're right.
yeah, totally.
But
But still a creature, that means you didn't really know what it was. You just
Yeah.
knew it was some sort of
some
living
Dobie ass thing
thing.
that it
Yeah.
gets turned into or whatever.
Huh.
But
Okay.
what fucks me up is this kid. Like, did he volunteer? Is it his son? Is it like
I'm pretty sure he didn't
I'm
volunteer.
the kid that proves a point? Turn me into a funny ass creature, so I may intimidate
probably
the
just a
girls that
kid
won't be your lover.
Probably was
walking
a
down the
kid.
street and he's like, watch me do this. And it's
Oh,
fucking,
could you
And
imagine?
you're a creature.
And
It's
the
like,
kid is
boom.
forever fucked.
Yeah.
and it turns into a fucking Dobby.
Oh,
Get me G-strings immediately.
oh, I hate it.
I have
I hate this
powers.
guy.
Our accent is fucking stupid.
Our accents are
We do
horrible.
the same accent for
everything. And I don't even think that it's
so
accurate to
dumb.
the original accent.
It's so dumb.
Well, it's actually whoever starts the accent for the character, then we all just do that
Then
accent.
we all do that accent. Yeah.
All right, and the only one that we're comfortable with is like Italian New York. So there you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
When contacted, Prophet Grinder refused to comment on the issue, ominously declaring that, quote, if the woman has a problem, she should confront me and not run to the press.
It continues.
So here's the fucking thing about that, though. How fucking dark is that?
That is
like,
pretty
no, I
fucking
didn't do it. I
sketch.
got nothing to do it. But if she's got a beef, it should be with me. Don't go running to the press and exposing my
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
If someone needs to get Me Too'd immediately, it is this motherfucker.
I mean,
This
yeah.
shit burger.
Or yeah, or just I mean, if someone just maybe punch him. I don't want to be that guy, but
Right. Fair
You
enough.
know.
Whatever congregational controversies led to the torment of the unfortunate Lynette Zawaya, it would seem that these maleficent monstrosities have an almost fetishistic fascination for feminine fashion.
Oh, Christ.
There you go.
Jesus
Huh?
H.
Yeah.
Wow.
Specifically intimate garments. Just months before, on July 27th, 2012, Bulawayo's The Herald reported that a 62-year-old man named Lamek Nkube, I don't know if he's related to the suicidal head guy,
Okay.
of the Charasikara village had, quote, claimed ownership of a goblin that had been terrorizing women in the village by taking off their panties at night while they sleep, end quote. Class.
Just removing the panties?
Yeah, it's a little worse than that.
All right.
In a village-wide cleansing ceremony, this would make a phenomenal reality TV show, by the way, which, in an oddly interdenominational move, was presided over by both a Christian prophet and a presumably heretical Sika Mutanda, Nkube became the 25th villager to confess to a paranormal crime. So they get the pastor.
It's a fucking
they
like a
get the
witch trial or something?
The exorcist, and villagers have one chance to come forward under an audience
And
of the rest of the village.
25 of them did?
Well, he was only the 25th. There might have been more after him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
nuts. Specifically, the crime that he, copped to was the possession of a quote-unquote menacing goblin, which he, quote, claimed to have acquired long ago to enhance his luck, end quote. And this goblin had been tormenting the region since
You just
2004.
acquire a goblin?
Well,
All
through
right.
magical practices. You go to a Sonoma.
Okay. I mean,
you
it's a good
fucking-
luck
you
charm, I
jam some
guess.
shit in the eyes. Apparently, it can bring you the luck.
Okay.
Intriguingly, Nakube noted that the goblin, which had shared a bedroom with one of his sons and had initially been pretty chill, had recently become, quote, hostile and weird, end quote.
Still weird.
it.
It's a
Like,
fucking goblin.
he's been
You're like,
chilling. He's
oh
been doing
man,
his thing."
fucking Gary got weird on us. Like he was super cool. And then
Look, he was a great roommate.
my God.
You
He got
know, we
hostile
play
and fucking
GameCube, we do
weird.
our thing. Now he's just a fuck
Jesus
up.
Christ. That's like the thing. What is in there? I don't know, but it's fucked up and weird or
Yeah,
whatever. he said. Or it's weird and pissed off or whatever it says.
Oh, what was the guy? He was a great character. He was the one that's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. When Head Spider goes scuttling
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Oh, he was a great character.
Oh, that's
anyway,
awesome. All right, well, Gary's fucking on a rampage.
Totally like cool to hang out with until. At which point, the shriveled creature evidently went girl crazy and began sleeping with local women.
He's slinging it.
I
mean, if he's this
I mean,
cool.
you know, obviously we know the ladies, and there's just one thing they like. It's a shrunken corpse man with no eyes.
You know, I
come
mean,
in
all right,
and
all right.
charm
Maybe
them.
a woman would find that sexually attractive. You never
I'm
know.
not here to judge that. I'm here to judge that.
Okay, all right, fine.
That's fucked up.
Whatever.
This revelation caused such a stir in the villagers witnessing the proceedings, many of whom believed that their wives had been victimized by the Randy fiend, that a local police officer who was on hand to help maintain order was forced to intercept a raging group of husbands threatening to beat the living shit out of Mr. Nakube.
I mean,
Oh man.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
your
that's what's
goblins out
gonna
touching
happen.
wives, doing
Yeah.
some ill shit.
Oh, it was a goblin
yeah.
that
Just-
did it.
Just the fact that the fucking officer has to hold guys back as they're trying to beat the fuck out of this dude.
At the village-wide tribunal
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
you get to apologize for your occult indiscretions, and I
so
guess
I get it's not our
Pay
culture
a
or whatever,
penance
but
or
my
whatever?
God, holy shit! At some point,
oh,
you
we're
had
not
to-
judging this culturally.
No,
Like I
no,
say,
no,
I would
but-
love to see a documentary about this, but and I suppose it's a good thing. I mean, if you have, you have to get along when you're living in a village. You depend on each other. So if you have just some sort of forum where you can get together, whether it's about paranormal shit or just swiping your neighbor's fucking stuff or whatever,
Right.
it's probably good to air it out, make amends, and move on.
Yeah,
But it's just batshit crazy that it's about fucking weird stuff and
about Mark making goblins in his basement is still G strings and shit. It's weird.
What do you? Yeah, I know why. Why would he do that?
Put myself
I don't
in
think
that
he would.
fucking position.
After the near riot was tamped down, it was decided that the group would go en masse to Nakube's home, where the goblin would be dealt with once and for all by a traditional healer known as a Naanga, who also, I believe, the article's a little vague on this, was serving as the Sikamutanda that was presiding over the event. He was, accompanied by 6 aides. You need help.
You gotta have backup.
The demon hunter led the way as the growing throng piled into the goblin owner's abode and managed to capture the creature. Many claim to have caught a glimpse of the nocturnal sex addict and panty raider, testifying that it was a living being clad in a, quote, pair of blue female panties.
It was wearing the G strings.
He was wearing them. Which village head Cherisakera's wife, Mrs. Sylvia Marumbe, claimed to be hers.
I mean,
So when the village elders or chief's wife is like, those are my undies.
just
the fuck are you
they're
doing?
just pulling this poor little California raisin thing out of there, and it's just got a nice pair of
Squirming.
he's got a
It's
nice
got the
pair of
squeaky
undies on,
voice.
and you're like, those are my underwear. I mean, look, man, you can wear whatever the fuck underwear you want to wear, man. But like, I don't know, dude.
No
Don't
one's
be hostile.
questioning a goblin's right to don
Don't be
panties.
hostile. Don't be weird.
Don't
and
be a
like,
thief.
if you know they're gonna come and get you, like, take them shits off and hide them so you don't lose them.
Or run away. Well, he
Or
didn't know
throw
they
at
were.
him.
Well, you know, there's
They
no.
piled into the fucking house.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't have a quick access or
You got
access to an exit.
You know who's coming for you, and you know what you're wearing.
You know, Nkumbe could have been like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see my buddy Neil. We're gonna hang out, have a few brews."
Yeah, Neil. He's gonna go.
Who's
hang
to
out.
say that an eyeless goblin is all that bright? He's fucking hanging out in his kid's bedroom doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
He's getting hostile and weird.
Hostile and weird.
Yeah.
Getting high as a kite. Not knowing that a fucking entire village with a fucking demon hunter with 6 apprentices is going to fucking be waltzing in, snag his ass up. He's there just chilling out in his panties, doing his fucking thing.
We're hanging out with a dude's kid.
Living his life.
He's
living
like,
his best self.
These panties look great on my ass.
Right.
And all of a sudden he's there and it doesn't go well because
right.
the beast was burned for its indiscretions.
They burned it?
Immolation. So,
Well, yeah,
you know.
you got to put it on trial.
leaving millions of incredulous newspaper readers across the globe to scoff, but paranormal investigators to mourn the loss of what could be incredible biological evidence of a heretofore unclassified creature, be it supernatural or cryptozoological.
Because you burn the fucking goblin.
Because you burn the fucking goblin.
Put it in it.
And then just discarded the carcass.
Yeah, or Chris says, or something.
Or the California raisin.
You
or,
don't know what it could have been.
Yeah.
Or the baboon. The baboon.
The baboon.
the dwarf or the pancakes.
Yeah, you could have burned the pancakes, in which case
The
throw them
mermaids.
out.
The mermaids.
Land mermaids.
All right, so
that
I
is
think we're all
a paradox.
we're all fairly skeptical minded about this, and we're all thinking
Something was burned, though.
the
and it was
paranormal
alive.
world might not have lost, and it was wearing panties, might not have lost the greatest find ever. But on the other hand,
I don't know, man. Could have been.
on the other hand, even if it was just like the family baboon donning panties and just wandering around,
burned the
burning it
baboon?
alive is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's awful.
And if it was just, the wildly animate California raisin, science still could have found something useful to do with it.
They were beautiful singers.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were covering songs that were
Doesn't
pretty
matter.
good.
They were still beautiful.
It was subpar stop motion.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
not a big fan.
Whatever. It's fine.
One goblin might have been charbroiled, but an article once again published by Bulawayo 24 on June 13th, 2013, made it clear that Zimbabwe's preternatural plague was far from over. The headline was, as usual, a strict recitation of local facts that to the rest of the world seemed incomprehensible. And it goes as follows. Drama as goblin falls out of man's trouser in a commuter omnibus.
Okay, well, it's got to be
So,
pretty small.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Judging the goblin already.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
What if
that's
it's just short and wide?
It falls out of a man's trousers.
It's short and wide.
We're not talking about your goblin, Mark. Your
Wow.
goblins are solid all the way across. Lengthy and girthy. Your goblins will always satisfy goblin lovers everywhere.
All right.
All right. Whatever. I'm projecting. It's fine.
According to the report.
It's not a dick. It's a goblin. I'm trying to be taken
there it
serious. And you guys are being jerks.
You're being hostile and weird.
I love it.
Fuck. All right.
According to the report, a farmer named Brighton Magutakuona was traveling by bus when flames suddenly erupted from the inside of the vehicle, forcing it to a halt and the panicked occupants to hastily disembark. Magutakuona was the last person to get out from the commuter conveyance, and eyewitnesses claim that his burning trousers attracted the attention of the other passengers, as is wont to happen.
When your pants are on fire, yeah.
It was then that the farmer, obviously realizing that the jig was up, allowed the goblin he'd been smuggling in his pants to drop down his leg and apparently scuttle away while he attempted to take off in the other direction.
What the fuck? So the goblin runs down and they're like, oh shit. And they split and they just fucking run.
Oh, you go that way. We'll meet up later at the corner.
Yeah, of course they have a point of meetup. But
Corner.
They've got to have a plan.
Yeah.
A
No,
man and his
dude.
goblin cannot
You
long
got-
be
They're
parted.
like, run, Neil, run,
Neil the goblin.
run, Neil, run. All right. So, okay.
Okay. So,
All right.
but street justice was not to be denied.
Oh, no.
And he was swiftly apprehended by his fellow occupants, who handed him over to the officers at the Marlborough, because
The cigarette, yeah, Marlboro.
police station, where he confessed that he had been, quote, given the goblin by his aunt as a charm for good luck and for him to be a good farmer, end quote. So apparently these things are just being divvied out. Here's your luck, goblin. And it goes south because they get hostile and weird after a certain amount of years.
It doesn't make
It's
sense.
like milk in the fridge. It's delicious and great.
It's
It goes
goblin
perfect with your
milk, yeah.
Captain Crunch. But you keep that shit too long, it's going to go fucking south quick.
Turns into cottage cheese, dude.
Or a fucking panty-raiding rapist. One or the other.
I know.
Milk. You can't trust it.
Okay.
It's just what it is. So, luck and farming. Police spokesperson, Senior Assistant Commissioner Charity Charamba, confirmed the incident, but due to the fact that there are no Zimbabwean laws specifically prohibiting the possession of a goblin, the officers merely recorded the incident and statement in the occurrence book before releasing the farmer. And what can you do? I mean, there's no laws. I mean, yeah, he had a goblin in his pants, and yeah, the bus caught fire, and yes, his pants were also on fire, and yes, they both tried to run, but in the end,
So,
it's just an occurrence.
did the goblins have the bus on fire, or was the guy that had the goblin in his pants and a fire happened to occur, and he's like, fuck.
Well, it doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't. Do goblin farts cause fire, and his pants caught on fire, and that caught the bus on
Maybe
fire?
the goblin just caught the bus on fire because it was getting weird and hostile.
Oh, see, it might have reached the point of fucking. It might have expired. When your goblins expire,
An expired
you gotta
goblin.
fucking burn them apparently, or
Okay.
they immolate themselves. In this
right.
case,
All right.
we just don't know.
All
And maybe the fire. Let's be honest. We might be fucking hating on goblins here. Maybe the fucking fire was not goblin related. Maybe
the
it was.
goblin-
So I mean, it could
The
have been anything.
omnibus might have been shitty and had bad exhaust. I don't know why things catch fire, but maybe something happened. Somebody dropped a butt.
Motor problems,
Exactly.
Pyrokinetic goblin hunter.
Pyrokinetic goblin hunter might have
nice.
found the goblin, used his scanner powers, focused on it. Goblin catches a flame, pants catch a flame, seat catches a flame. Everyone runs off. Suddenly, fucking this guy's a douchebag because he's got a goblin in his pants.
Yeah. Okay.
When
All right, fair
really
enough.
he was the hero all along.
He was.
The hero. Or at least not quite the villain.
Okay, fine.
Or probably the villain.
I mean, these goblins, you never know.
It's true. But while there are no official laws detailing a penalty for goblin ownership, though I think there is for witchcraft and all sorts of other ill
But
shit.
not
Yeah.
goblins.
But not goblin ownership.
Can I own a goblin in New York?
I'm sure. I'm positive
I had a
there
hard
are
time
no
getting
New
a
York
handgun.
laws
Is it
on
going to
the
be easier
book.
to get a goblin?
I don't know. You have to dig in the archives for that one. But
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. There might be something on the books from like 1743
So, I mean,
when it
there's
was
a-
New
yeah.
Amsterdam.
Do
and
I,
it's
need
like,
like, do I need like a goblin
don't own a
permit?
goblin. Let's offer them. Let's sell them on our fucking our
A
shop.
goblin
I'm
permit?
sure the Quakers did something.
Nice.
They make oatmeal and hate goblins.
That's a
They're
sign
the
of
two
their
things I know about
demonic
Quakers.
past.
The fucking Quakers and their anti-goblin shit.
Oatmeal.
So,
Fucking oatmeal.
I
Hating
love,
on oatmeal.
I love oatmeal.
well, yeah. Though I like cream of wheat too a lot.
I love cream of wheat.
Yeah, it's delicious.
My grandmother made it constantly.
Oh hell yeah,
Okay.
it's
well,
so creamy and
I
weedy.
like waffles.
Oh yeah, well waffles are fucking
Okay,
phenomenal.
Fine.
Yeah, that's not even close to oatmeal and
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
cream.
that's what are you doing? You're
I'm just saying
we're
I'm not-
talking about we're West End poor kids who are just
cream
trying to enjoy
oatmeal.
what we
I
get.
like steak.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah, it's great.
You
Yeah.
poor folk.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but whatever.
Oh, my
Economically,
God.
we're different.
I
It's
Yeah,
like-
no, I
okay.
grew
Prime-
up with
prime
a
rib
TV
and
in every
eggs
room,
in the morning.
and I own everything. And
4
I'm great.
Nintendos.
4 Nintendos. Privileged Mark, 1%er.
Wow. Well, how is your crypto portfolio looking?
Do you mean crypto in terms of Bitcoin or in
Yeah.
terms of monsters?
How's your portfolio
Because my
looking?
monster archive is dense and rich, sir.
Are you 100 air?
Yeah. Oh, God bless you.
Oh, gotta buy that dip. You gotta buy that dip.
I don't even know what you're
Continue.
talking about. What I do know is that there are no penalties for owning a fucking goblin in Zimbabwe.
Fine. It's cool.
But that does not mean that police officers are not forced to deal with these carnivorous creatures. In fact, some of the most notorious goblin-involved incidents have taken place within the walls of police stations. But that's a story for next episode, motherfuckers.
Oh, shit.
It's a long one.
There
I
it
did,
is.
I did
It
a
is.
deep dive. There's a lot. I mean, it's not
Zimbabwe
Mothman
goblins,
deep dive,
baby.
but
Part
there's
one.
goblins. Goblins galore.
All right. We got goblins in the streets, goblins in the sheets.
Wow.
Shit.
Goblins in the water.
Goblins in the water.
Goblins in the classroom. Goblin baboons.
Yeah, goblin dwarves, all kinds of goblin shit.
Goblin. It's everywhere.
Dude, goblin milk, man, remember?
Goblin milk.
Goblins just milking it in the streets.
They are.
Just
Turning.
the streets will flow with goblin
See,
milk.
what I find funny is that more than anything else, I mean, there's nothing funny about, suicide and dead kids. But what is funny about a fucking goblin and the other Mr. Nakumbe that let one fucking roommate up with his son
That's sketchy.
is that a shriveled human corpse infested with what seems to be an evil power that needs to have its eyes and brain poked and loves fucking in panties is real super chill. Awesome to hang out with. Just a great buddy to have
Until.
it
yeah.
gets hostile and weird. Like, to me, from word go, fucking shrinky dink human being fucking
Right.
monster man is fucked.
Bad idea.
It's so fucked. And you don't
Yeah.
keep it in the back room of your
No.
house under lock and key, much less fucking with one of your kids. But then, he's like, no, he was there. He was good luck. It was great. My business was thriving. I had a paper mill or something. Who the fuck knows what he did? And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, then,
It turns south.
he starts touching. He starts showing up with panties. I know they're not his. I know they're not his.
With panties. The panty thing
I
is
mean-
hilarious.
G-string. That is such a common thing. So it makes me wonder if
That's-
maybe Pastor Grinder got thrown under the bus. Oh no, he's a piece of shit. He's a searing piece of shit who fucking obviously is abusing his his power, but maybe goblins just like panties on their own. Maybe that's just their fucking thing.
It could
Maybe
be.
at some point they just reach
Well-
puberty. Maybe it's not like they expire. They just reach the, 4-year mark, and that's goblin puberty, and they start getting boners and learning about their bodies and hair in weird places, and next thing you know, they're out fucking around and panty-raiding everywhere you go. I mean, they might be
Possible.
dog years.
I mean,
I don't know
maybe,
what goblin
yeah.
years are.
Yeah.
No one does
No.
at this table.
This is my Goblin 101. I've been talking about goblins for a while, but I don't know shit
a
about them.
It's Goblin
Sikha Donna
099.
or whatever. I know I'm
It's
saying it
Goblin
wrong.
099.
Yeah, it's not even 101.
They might
099.
know goblin years. They might be experts in it. They might know exactly when a goblin turns.
Right.
Like, it's good luck. It's safe. It's kind of like owning a chimp. Like, maybe when it's a little baby, you got it in diapers and it's safe and cute, and oh, there goes your fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the shit throwing and a few other signs are there before. You
Right.
got to heed the warning. So
Yeah.
maybe owning a goblin is like that. Better yet, don't own one.
Or maybe if you're just like strict with your goblin, give your goblin rules.
I don't know if like a firm hand with your goblin is
No,
going to
just
be
give
the way.
give the goblin rules. Provide it G-strings. There way it doesn't have to go and get them. Just go buy a pack of G. Can you just buy G-strings in a pack of 20 or
I've
something?
never bought a G-string, but
Yeah, I don't know.
assume
Just go on
that
eBay
you
and
can-
buy
even
'em.
if you buy them
On
individually.
eBay?
Why not?
Can you go on eBay and buy G-strings?
I don't know.
It's
but I
clothes,
assume.
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Probably
I was
go
thinking
on
like
Amazon.
Victoria's Secret used to always have those like underwear sales and shit.
Okay,
That's
you get your
expensive.
goblin G-strings where you want to. Chris can go where he wants
Yeah.
to.
I have
We're
my
not here
wife.
to
I'll have my
judge.
wife buy the goblin undies at Victoria's Secret.
Are you going to let the goblin room with your kid?
No.
Well,
never.
then why are you going to have a goblin?
But then
For
the
luck?
goblin's got to be in the basement. That's where all my toys are.
Yeah.
Why even get a There's got to be better creature to summon and or make
Yeah.
than a
Yeah.
fucking goblin.
Unless it has a really big upside to it. It sounds like it just kind of
But
gets.
what's
like,
the
it
huge
gets all
upside?
fucked-
I
it gets
mean,
all
there's
fucked
got to be
up.
something else that gives you luck
Good
that
luck.
isn't a fucking goblin. I know the good luck is the upside, but I mean,
mean,
so
apparently
is a
not,
clover
though.
or a horseshoe.
Like,
Yeah.
there's none of these stores aren't up like, well, I did get a pile of gold.
Yeah, there's
No.
nothing. No,
Like I farmed slightly more efficiently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing really positive
That's
about
not
these things.
worth the fucking downside.
That's what I mean. 4 pounds of wheat.
Yeah, no. I
Worth
mean, if
this
the
whole-
goblin could go to work for me and do my job, that'd be dope.
Sure, but everyone would know it's a fucking goblin, not you,
Or like Mark got really weird.
unless you gave it a wig.
Mark got slightly weird.
Mark got slightly weird.
Just slightly.
He's a little more aggressive with the boys nowadays.
He's a little weirder and more hostile. 4 feet shorter. Otherwise, it's Mark.
4 feet shorter.
No big deal.
Yeah. I mean, just don't shrink it. Maybe when you shrink it, you fuck it up.
Well, maybe if
maybe
you
you
don't
fuck its
shrink it,
brain
you
up.
can't control it.
Well,
Because
apparently they can
a
anyway because it goes fuck
non-shrunken-
all for after a while
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So just don't.
Maybe the more you shrink it, the more good years you get. Like the smaller it is,
It's a
the
weird
longer the good luck lasts before it goes fucking,
It's a weird
sour
scale.
and touchy. I don't know. I
it
can't think
gets
of
up.
any other advantage to shrinking it. You
No.
use a mystical power to shrink something. It's got to be for a reason.
I mean, maybe it's more stealthy.
We need a Sangoma on to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Son of a bitch.
Anyway.
Well, fuck, there you have it.
Part one.
Zimbabwe Goblin Mania Part 1, baby. There it is.
Horrible
We did it.
troll.
Yeah, the horrible troll. We did it. Yeah. So patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. A $1 is a shout out, $5 is a shout out, and some bonus audio. Thank you all so very much. HellerSpace.com. Get yourself some t-shirts. There will be sales this month. So be sure to look for those in the social medias. 35% off. It will help cover the shipping costs. The Instas and the Twitters and the Facebooks. Hit us up there. Thank you all so very much. Everyone that is interacting over there. It's super dope. I get messages all the time. Holy shit, and I love it. It's so cool. There's so much cool shit out there. So thank you all for keeping those messages going. The Facebook group, check it out. It's the Cryptonaut Podcast fan page. which is a
Reviews
Facebook
continue
Yeah.
to help too.
Oh, yeah, reviews. If you want to leave us some reviews on the Apple Podcast.
Things that offset the we're swearing frat boy.
No, we
douche
actually
bandits
got
would be nice.
We got
yeah.
we got a bunch of good reviews recently. One of them being like "flaccid for fascism" is my new favorite thing. So yeah, we've got a
See, I
couple.
knew that would catch
We
on.
got a couple of those fucking messages. So
Who
so
loves
yeah.
a Nazi or a southbound fucking goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some wet socks. There are things that are universally
yeah.
hated.
Yeah, hated.
Yeah.
100%. So thank you all for those reviews. But yeah, if you have not left a review for us, feel free to do that on the Apple Podcast app. I don't think we get reviews anywhere else besides there. Or I mean, our Facebook page, I think we get reviews there as well.
Yeah, I don't know if that helps us in the long run.
I mean,
though it's nice.
I guess it's Apple.
I
You really
sometimes
can't
still
leave
miss
them on
reading them,
Spotify.
but I mean, that's just a masturbatory exercise at this point.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yes. But,
But it was fun.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It is, and
As
it was fun.
masturbatory exercises often are.
Yeah, so
So,
there-
I guess words of warning. Don't keep your goblin too fucking long.
No.
Be really careful because one of these they ain't gonna last forever.
No, they
That's
won't.
just the way of the goblin. So be
Yeah.
aware of that. And when the luck starts, even if it's holding out, but things are getting a little shady, he's getting a little pissy,
Yeah.
get rid of it before it gets hostile
Totally.
and indeed weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not weird or hostile before. When he's chill and fucking completely normal, dope.
When he gets into like his mall metal phase, you gotta be like,
Yeah,
shit.
when he wants to drop you off
Shit.
or wants you to drop him off like 2 blocks before his girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
Then you're, what?
Yeah.
Then you're kind of a co-conspirator at this
Yeah.
point.
No,
You're
you know,
an
something-
accessory to
something's
the
wrong.
crime.
Something's wrong.
And when he's wearing the undies you didn't buy him
Yeah.
via eBay and or your wife, also, it's a troubling sign.
It is.
So these are the signs you got to look for. If you don't have a Sangoma to talk to, follow these basic rules.
Exactly. There
And,
it is.
and be cautious with your fucking goblin. And come back next week to hear more fucking goblin mayhem.
Part 2. Thank you all so very much, and we're talking to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.